Hey guys, welcome to another Aerofly FS2 video. We're going to be doing something a bit different today. We're going to be flying a jet trainer, the MB339, really catchy name, in Switzerland. This is going to be such a nice little flight. Now, ignore that, we're not going to start there. We're going to actually start at Samunden Airport here, and we're going to do a little flight, basically, as you can see here, along this little flight plan here, or roughly, I'm not going to follow it exact, taking in some of the most impressive mountains you've ever seen in any simulator to date. And we're going to overfly Interlaken. Now, Interlaken is very close to a very famous, very, very high mountain called Jungfrau. Now, I may have said that wrong, but basically, I'm not sure if you can see my mouse pointer, but if you can, yeah, I think you can actually. It's this area here. Now, this is kind of a bit of a flight to a bit of a nostalgic flight, shall I say, because I actually toured this area last year, and I went up, not Jungfrau, but up a mountain sort of opposite. It was somewhere here on a really steep vehicular sort of tram system, which went up about a 1 in 3 gradient up to about 7,000 feet, overlooking this mountain. And I'll just put some pictures in here of the actual mountain from the viewpoint we had, which was pretty spectacular to say the least, as you can see from those pictures. And it's going to be great recreating that experience, but in Aerofly. So we'll get going. And here we are. Now, this scenery package cost me a grand total of about £7, I think, in the Steam sale. But I think even at full price, it's only about, I don't know, about £15 or something. Worth every penny. I've been flying in this area now for a couple of days, and it's just so stunning. I cannot believe the quality of this ortho terrain. It's actually better than the Orbex Netherlands scenery. Just I think mainly because, as I say, the resolution of that ortho, of the ortho tiles, is just spectacular. It really is very, very nice. Coupled with, just checking I'm recording there, coupled with the just stupendous smooth performance of Aerofly, it's just a fantastic experience. It really is. So, there's not much to do in here really. I mean, this is a default aircraft, as I say, but it flies really well. I think, again, it's due to that fluid motion and smoothness in the headset that just gives you that feeling of flight like no other. It really is fantastic. Yeah, I think we'll just crank the throttles open and get going. Great sounds in this aircraft. Holding centre line, that's pretty good for me. And we'll bring the nose up gently. Keep a bit low, get our gear up, and then we'll get a bit of forward speed, and then we'll just pull right up and do a bit of a fancy left downwind, just so I can show you this area. I'm telling you guys, you are in for a treat today with this video, because the scenery in this thing is just off the scale, really. It just is. And I think actually I'm loving this aircraft because of its bubble canopy. You know, it gives you a amazing view of the world around you. Check out that ortho. And that blazing hot sun certainly feels hot compared to the UK right now. So I'll just do a bit of a circular pattern here before we go on our little flight plan, because I wanted to show you this particular mountain over here. Now I don't know what this is called, I haven't got the names on. I do love that feature of Aerofly actually, where you can have the names of the mountains and all sorts all sort of shown. I know it's completely unrealistic, but it doesn't matter, it's good fun. So when overflying this, just look at the mesh. Look at that incredible detailed mesh. And the snow, which you'll see in a moment in better detail. I'm just going to maybe go over here as you can see the ice. Apologies, my phone's going off. I've forgotten to put it on silent, so sorry about that, guys. I'm just going to bang this on YouTube, rough and ready, really. Yeah, like you can see there, like a frozen lake. And honestly, in the headset with this 4K image in the reverb, it's just, oh, it's wonderful. I can see there some snow drifts, and you can almost kick that snow. You really could. That is so damn sharp. And here we are right on the edge of the ortho area, and that's sort of the sort of default template, if you will, of the world, which actually isn't too bad. And you can see, I'll just do a little loop here, roll, that even in this area of non-ortho specific scenery, it still looks very, very good. And this has tempted me actually to do a bit of a long flight in an airliner, believe it or not. Maybe an Airbus or a Boeing. I might do a flight from, say, the Netherlands area. There's Colin woofing. It's all kicking off. Probably getting burgled and I don't even realise. Now, at the time of this recording, about a week ago, Pimax announced that unfortunately there's going to be further delays to the 8KX, which just doesn't bode well at all. This is kind of what they always do, and to be honest, I'm going to give this one a miss. I'm so happy with the reverb. I actually tried a bit of super sampling the other day, which killed my computer. But just even if I up the super sampling on the reverb just a touch, it is even better. Like completely mind-blowing. Like, I just cannot believe how sharp it is. And I think that small sweet spot that some people complain about just seems to completely disappear, because it just feels like it's sharp from edge to edge if you really crank up those super sampling settings. Now, say in a year or two's time when hardware catches up, you'd be able to do that with the reverb, and that little bit better resolution that the 8KX may provide, you'll be able to get in the reverb. Now, of course, you're probably shouting at me saying, yes, but Steve, the field of view is much better in the 8KX. Yes, totally, I'm not disputing that for a second, and if that is important to you, then go ahead and buy the Pimax. But come on, guys, you're looking at about 3 times the price of a reverb with a company that, quite honestly, hasn't got a great track record for build quality and customer support. Way, that's good fun. So, for me personally, I am keeping my reverb for at least a few years, unless something major happens, like a new Oculus headset, which, that could happen. I am more than happy. You don't need any more resolution than what the reverb gives you at the moment. You really don't. It's perfectly adequate. So, yeah, that's my take on the Pimax. I won't be getting one, that's for sure. I'm very happy with the reverb. We are really flying now. And soon you will see ahead of us Jungfrau coming into view, because Jungfrau is about 15,000 feet. And I'll tell you one thing, guys, when you see it in real life, it certainly shows. It's just bigger and higher and more menacing than anything around it. And I'm hoping that's going to have the same impact in VR with Aerofly. Now I've already visited Jungfrau in X-Plane using my own ortho scenery, and that was a pretty amazing experience. But I don't know, I've got a feeling Aerofly is going to top it. I really do. I've just got a feeling. Okay, we're back in the front, in the business end of the jet. I do love this little jet, it's great fun. As I say, I haven't really bought any payware aircraft for Aerofly really, because I just quite enjoy messing around with the default aircraft for now. It's so refreshing to be in a simulator that is constantly at a high frame rate. I absolutely love it. What a way to experience the reverb. This is just completely mind-blowing. No stutters, just pure flying pleasure. Okay guys, so if you thought that scenery was impressive that you've just seen, it's now going to go into overdrive mode because we are heading to Jungfrau right in front of us. As you can see, the scenery is getting ever more craggy and pointy and snowy and dramatic, and I just cannot get over the mesh, all the different points. That must take some I mean, look at that rock face there. That is done to perfection, it really is. It's days like these I'm pleased I'm able to afford my own private jet trainer to get up to these altitudes with no bother. So talking of altitude, we'll keep an eye on the altitude to see how much this, how high this mountain raises. You can actually get a train ride right up to the top, which I didn't do actually when I was there, but I'm definitely going to go back again to try that experience. That will be just something else. Just look at sort of the ground, sort of sea level, and then how these mountains just rise right up so sharply and quickly. I think that's what makes Switzerland so damn impressive and spectacular and jaw-dropping when you're actually standing there. And as VR is to scale, one-to-one scale, you are placed back there once again. So just look at this detail, guys. You could almost kick those rocks and build yourself a snowman. Although I wouldn't really recommend it. Oh my goodness, look at this. Right, so we're going to be rising pretty sharply here. This is one of, if not the highest mountain in this region. We're going right up now. What did I say? 14,000 feet. I think we're going to be topping out about 13,500 feet, I think. Now, I don't know if we could get any thermal or ridge lift in this sim, but I'm certainly feeling a bit of it now, so maybe you do actually. It's pretty impressive. Okay, that's actually higher, yeah. I think we're now at 14,000 feet. Just look at this view. Oh my goodness. That is so sharp. So incredible. Yeah, 15,000 feet. This looks to be at the highest point right here. Imagine coming up here in a little train. I think I'd be half terrified, half amazed. Just mixed emotions, I think, because it would just be one of those things you just have to do. Great excuse to jump back on the bike and get over to Switzerland again, I think. But maybe I'd advise to bring a packed lunch, since it's a little pricey in Switzerland. Totally worth it. Screenshot Nirvana here. Right, I think what we should do now is dive back down so we can overfly Interlaken and check out to see if I can find that little tram ride that actually took me up to those mountains right over there in the distance. That's where I went up and had the most amazing viewpoint of this of Jungfrau, but as I say, it wasn't like being on it. My goodness me, can't imagine what that's like. Oh, right, here we go then. We're going to dive straight down the side of this mountain without trying to kill ourselves too much. Okay, so this is Interlaken. Showing you very well there the ortho imagery, looking very sharp. That's just ortho. There's no 3D buildings for Interlaken. And you see that there? You see that little line going up there? That's where I went up in that amazing little tram. I may just put a picture of that up there as well, just to show you how steep, crazy steep that was. You could hear it creaking, and you know, on those little narrow tracks. It was pretty scary, but I would really recommend anyone trying it. You can even see from this view how steep it goes right up there, and there's a viewpoint right at the top of that mountain right there, and it literally is like a sheer drop, and then you look out. You can even see that's where it is there, that bit there, and you look right out. That is the exact view, trying not to crash here, that I could see. That's exactly the same. Spot on. Absolutely spot on. Right guys, we are going to bring this into land. Thank you so much for joining me on this sort of random video of Aerofly. In fact, let's just jump into the main seat here, because we are going way too fast. I'll tell you what, because we're going so fast, let's try attempt a loop, Top Gun style. Here we go, 400 knots. Full throttle now. We're going to get in so much trouble for this. 435 knots, and we're going up. Look at that view there. See if we can pull off a decent loop here. I love the hood, it looks so good looking through it. Yeah, we should be able to do this. We're up to 8,000 feet, taking the throttle back to idle. Over the top, that feels so good. And there we have it. Oh yes, brilliant. Right, beans with this side, we'll just do a bit of a teardrop approach. We still need to bleed off some speed here. And that is me all chilled out after work. Oh yes. Hello guys. Oh, and my phone's just gone off. Start that again. Hello guys, welcome to another video of Aerofly FS2. Now we're going to do something a little bit different today than my other previous videos. We're going to fly a jet trainer. And this particular try again.